So last year I did a video for you guys going over the most highly paid NASCAR driver on the current Cup Series grid, and it's about a year or so since I last did that. So I wanted to go over if anything has changed for 2025. Who is the top paid driver in NASCAR, and is that likely to change anytime soon? Well, just like last year, in terms of the driver that is paid the most in NASCAR, it has not changed from 2024. It is still none other than Kyle Busch, which, when you think about it, it's not really a big surprise. Although results on the track have not been the best for him, he hasn't had a win since 2023. He's been on the NASCAR Cup Series grid now since 2004. He's had over 20 years in the Cup Series, and he's a double world champion as well. Believe it or not, he's still only 40 years of age. So I had to double check that he's still only 40 years of age. He got a really young start in the Cup Series, did Kyle Busch, in the mid-2000s. So even though he's one of the most experienced drivers on the grid, he's still potentially got maybe another 10 years left in him. I still remember the days of Mark Martin getting second place in the championship at the age of 50. He was around 50 or so. He must have been in about 2008. I think it was that he got second around then anyway, late 2000s. So there's no reason why Kyle Busch can't continue racing in NASCAR for the foreseeable future, and especially when he is remunerated as well as he is. He earns a whopping $16.9 million per year racing for Richard Childress Racing. That works out to around $444,000 per race on average. Not bad at all. The next best paid driver in the NASCAR Cup Series is Denny Hamlin. Again, another guy who is very experienced in the sport right now. In fact, it's interesting in the top two guys in the... In fact, it's interesting looking at Denny and Kyle, because they are the two drivers with the most wins on the current grid. Kyle Busch slightly ahead of Denny Hamlin, although of course Hamlin has been closing. He's won 3 races this season alone. Hamlin earns just over $13.1 million for racing in NASCAR. So that's almost $4 million less than Kyle Busch. In fact, Kyle Busch is going to stay on the NASCAR Cup Series grid until at least 2026, having penned a new contract with RCR until the end of next season. But in terms of how much Kyle Busch is actually paid, in terms of how much he actually earns, he will earn significantly more than his $16.9 million that is his basic salary. That does not include things such as bonuses, and most importantly as well, endorsements too. Commercialism is very, very important in NASCAR, and Kyle Busch will no doubt be getting significant pay packets from his main sponsors that you see on his car every weekend as well. I'm willing to bet he actually earns closer to $20 million, although the official figure for that is something that is private to Mr. Busch. But yeah, there you go, guys. Kyle Busch still the best paid driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. Does he deserve that? Has he earned it? Get your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this, guys. And a fantastic day wherever in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.